Hello there. Hey everybody. Welcome to my fourth match of season whatever. Playing Dan Brooks. Some young upstart. Some no-name league novice. Who knows who this guy is? We got a pretty busy board right off the bat. There's not Alt VP, but there is a great deal of building one can do. Yeah. I don't know if Necromancer or Courtier has any good targets besides the urchins and the action attacks, I guess. I mean, there's Courtier in general would be your payload. It would help if there was a third type on something, but you can still play with that as your payload, I guess. The Legionary makes City Quarter a little more difficult to kick off with. Bad enough, I guess, to the point that you probably want to play with minions, just as a bit of insurance. As far as restoring your hand size, minion's pretty decent there. Of course, given that, you may never even pick up a Legionary, I guess, if they have a lot of minions. I'm not sure. I can see us playing with most of the board, probably not with the loans, but I think Urchin is probably reasonable. And then I guess maybe you start bonfiring next shuffle. When you hit 3. If you hit, 5 or whatever, you take a minion, probably. Five is a nice, maybe a Courtier if you hit 5. Anyway, I agree with the bonfiring. You do have to hit 5 once, I guess, to buy a Courtier, because then it can be a solid source of economy for you. That can definitely be a challenge if you've trashed all your coppers. You can, of course, hope to do it off a merc hit, or you can buy a silver. I mean, it's not the end of the world to buy a silver. I'm gonna do the trashing, I think. Probably we're buying nothing here. I don't think I want a native village. I'm not actually fully convinced of that. He must have 2 urchins in this next shuffle, although he's going to, in his next hand, although he's not going to get the merc before reshuffle, although it's like a tiny shuffle anyway, especially if he bonfires. It's a tiny shuffle. He takes his silver. Yeah, so I have 2 here. So I think, I mean, native village I guess could help me hit 5 once. Other than that, it's kind of crappy. It's not especially good anyway. I would have taken a silver with 3. I think the native village gets in the way. I'm not 100% sure of that, but hopefully we do find another estate. Well, we're gonna be buying a silver regardless. So we're just not gonna hit 5 off this particular hand. It's unfortunate we don't have the urchin in hand. I did trash 2. Okay, I am going to hit 5 though, so that's fine. I may be a little bit ahead here. It's a little hard to buy stuff. He could buy a necromancer. Some of the things you might like to buy would maybe get in the way. Even a second silver might get in the way. Bonfire looks good to me. So he will probably have his mercenary in hand now. I mean, I guess he doesn't have to have it in hand, but he might. So I'm not going to be able to mercenary attack him here, so I want to just take the... I think I'm going to take gold minion. And I really want more gold. Probably. I could do a... I could do a villa thing. I want to make sure I still hit 5 for the minion, but if I take this, should be okay. I'm gonna do the money from the courtier, then I'm gonna buy a villa. I guess I'll get to trash the last 2 coppers. I don't really plan on Probably the mercenary doesn't get played anymore very much. Man, I got something in my eye. The really bad draw here would be if we found the mercenary. Right. Of the three, what would be the worst one to find? Well, basically, yeah, we got to get a 5, so we can't technically keep the villa, although obviously we want to. If we do find the minion, we can do the this villa thing again. Though in this case, we don't get to do legionary attack, but we do get a villa and then a minion out of it. I mean, we could also, I can get the legionary attack in if I do. I guess it's a question of whether I want another villa. I can take coins. I may have enough for it regardless, actually. I can kill the silver. Does 9's not especially exciting, is it? It would let me buy another villa, I guess. I'm not sure that that's all that great at this point. Let me get like a bard or a necromancer is not unreasonable. Maybe a necromancer is worth it. This would be a pretty well, the necromancer actually might save me here if he minions me. There's a chance of it anyway saving me. There's also, so there's gold, silver, 2 villas, necromancer, and mercenary. It's definitely a hand that could still dud. Well, kind of. It's not that likely to dud. If I get a really lucky shuffle where I know what the top card of my deck is and that it can be stone masoned, zombie masoned, whatever that thing's called, that might be something worth thinking about doing if it comes up. But So this turn potentially could go a bit bad. But it didn't. Hooray, he gets a bard. Oh, he balled. Okay. I didn't think about ball. Or I haven't been thinking about ball on my turns, which is bad, but there may have been a point where the ball would have given me a little better return on my last turn. I didn't even consider it. He gets a minion. That looks pretty reasonable to me. Do we have anything really nice in the trash? No. This is not the best. We would like to play this a little differently probably, but it wouldn't have been, this doesn't matter. It wouldn't have been bad to hit the we're not gonna find the gold. I mean, no, I don't think so. So we get up to triple minion here, I think is probably pretty good. So he still has one copper. I'll definitely try to empty the minions here. Okay. We could do the balls now. I can't decide if it's worth it to try and get to the legionary attack. Probably is. I could think about a bard. Oh, he got a bard last time. That's why he had more money than I thought he would. Is there anything? I guess the question is whether I should ball if there's something sufficiently nice here. Or not ball, but if I should if I should take a minion and another ball here and then discard. I don't want to set up a 3-pile, I guess, but I don't think he can quite do that. I don't think I can quite do that. Otherwise I'm getting 12, which is okay. Otherwise, so what do? I minion and ball for like a villa and a bard and discard, and I would be getting back $5, I guess. So what would I end with? 12. I would spend ball, fun, blah blah. I would spend 10. I could buy another courtier as well. Of course, the bard is potentially pretty ugly. I guess it would have been better to get the courtier, actually. I miscounted. I'm gonna thanks, Dan. Dan's always very generous with his undos. Oh my god. It should be I don't want another gold, I don't think. It was all calculatable, but I really shouldn't ask for that undo in this position anyway. Guess he's probably gonna no, he prints. Okay. I could probably look for a 3-pile, but he'll probably score some points here. I could still look for a 3-pile, maybe on estates, possibly. It would be a little bit far. 1 villa, 2 villa, 3 villa, 4 villa, 5 villa. So I have 5, so I have 6 buys. I mean, it's doable. It would be a little bit easier. Basically, every ball you need to do is an extra buck for the estates. So you can basically pay $1 for a buy. So if you didn't have 8 buys, if you could do 6 buys if you had $18, for instance. The urchin thing would be considerably harder. Well, it's all moot anyway, based on this draw. Oh. This was stupid. I could get another courtier. That might be a little greedy. I could get a duchy. I don't think he's gonna do. The only nice thing about duchy is that it blocks him doing a state pile out. Dan's a master of puns. But it's pretty bad otherwise. I'm playing so slow. He could do a ball urchin thing. Maybe I will take the duchy. This is a pretty sad hand that's going to get minioned. Or a pretty sad hand to get minioned, but it shuffles me into a fairly nice one. Yeah, I mean, if he can get the estates, he can win here. My turn didn't... I didn't have a very good turn last time. I don't know if he has that kind of economy really, but I'm sure this will be a zombie apprentice. I could easily flip into four cards that are a dud. I mean, that would be easy for me to do there. Okay, he's just provincing, I suppose. I'm probably playing a little too scared. His deck is not that clean, and it's not going to become clean. Well, there just became a little cleaner, so that's not entirely true. Could make a bard happen. That was a pretty friendly. So this is double province in hand. There's quite a few of the minions though, so I probably want to move along. It was a pretty good boon for what it drew me. this is gonna be pretty close to a finish on estates. Does this work? I said, I mean, I know what I said, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was true. So it would be like 2 balls and 4 buys. Does that work? I would have 18, 6 buys. 2 balls is 10. That would leave me 4 buys and $8 for the final estates, I think. So I got, the only difference, I guess, is I bonfired twice on the shuffle, and he did not. I don't know if that explains it all. I definitely drew really well. So he went first there. Whoops. So I don't know. This is a nice 5-2. It's an incredibly nice 5-2. To me, this looks like you do butcher rushing the provinces. You can do a kind of interesting lurker butcher, kind of fuel it, trash it at $5 action and gain it back with lurker. Might be a thing to do. It's a really good 5-2 though. Guess I'm gonna take a sentry. Should be able to hit 5 again with sentry raise. If not, we'll buy lurkers and do it that way. We'll find out now if he has the 5-2 as well. Well, this is a great shuffle. I mean, it would be, I guess, a little better to start the trashing, but I will take a butcher. And you could do a second sentry also, and maybe that's better, but I kind of like getting butcher. Did not find the butcher. I was going to say something stupid. I will just not say the stupid thing instead. You do have to get some money, I guess, but not a lot. Maybe I'll take a second sentry here. We're both going to be clean, but I'm going to be clean a little bit faster, I think. Well, you know, I don't know. Not great there. What do I want to play? The sentry or the sentry doesn't have a lot left to hit. He's not in that bad a shape. The only really bad thing for him right now is the big discrepancy in the well, maybe I'm way ahead in trashing. I was going to say the big discrepancy in now I'll green. I maybe am waiting to turn too long on that. I will definitely have a double province as a finish, a true double province, I guess. I may have a couple double provinces in me throughout the game. Question is whether I want to turn the sentry into a gold. I have butcher, silver, gold. Is that right? I mean, I can hold off on that. Until I have like a province to discard. Like say this turn. I may want to true double province this turn. Well, it may not work out. I'll have to look at the counts, but To go to four provinces here is probably pretty safe. He's not gonna double. My microphone is flipping the heck out. I don't know what the deal was there. So if I go to 2 here, he could tie, but that's not gonna happen. Well, I mean, he would need quite a hand. I don't think he can do that. The warehouse is in there. That's good. So what do? I would spend 3 tokens and then 5 more, so 8 total. I don't think he can do it. I think this is safe. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. My opening was like broken. It's like stupid broken. I mean, I would have needed to golden sombrero that for that to not pan out for me. I'm not sure that I played it all that well. It feels like I should probably green a turn faster, but at the same time, he's not putting pressure on me to green, or he's far enough behind that it's okay to stockpile tokens so that I just have a really easy true double province whenever I want it. But I'm not sure. I guess here do silver courtyard. It's gonna be pretty difficult to stay clean. You can do it, but it's not gonna be easy. 5-2 would also be really good here. Either the mountebank or the counterfeit opening. We may pile the cemeteries here. You could do poacher courtyard. Either one is probably okay. The only thing to build here is with like Cursed Village, and it's going to be really hard to manage, I think. Like fighting the mountebank stuff with an unconventional trasher is not easy. I think if you're on your 3, you've got to buy the courtyard. Your 4 could go poacher silver. And if you got the 5-2, I think it's worth considering whether you want to open with the counterfeit versus the mountebank. You can activate tragic heroes here, which will gain you platinums, which you would not say no to a platinum on this board, I don't think. Unless you were really optimistic that you were going to be able to build the sleek deck. The cemeteries are going to run out, but the junk is not. Because the mountebank will just keep hitting you. It's not impossible to be clean, but it's going to be tough. So he goes for the mounted bank first. I guess I could try to deviate. Either one is nice for getting the other one, or reasonably nice for getting the other one next. I'll try the counterfeit, whatever. Hopefully I top decked my courtyard somehow. Hopefully his mounted bank is sitting here at card number 8. The other one I say is worse. Well, probably, maybe it's just obvious to everyone, but just as long as the openings don't miss the shuffle, you're gonna just clean up and win on the previous board. Here there's a lot of shuffles that could still go one way or the other. Not quite a cemetery that's gonna do much good. This was, well, it's okay for the courtyard to miss. I'm by mounted bank here. Ghost is probably pretty good here, since we're gonna have messy decks. He might be thinking about it. Well, I don't think a cemetery quite works. You could buy merchants even if you don't want to use them. Which sounds weird. Even if you don't have a silver. That does sound weird. That just sounds stupid. You might have a cemetery hand. I need to be on the lookout for the counterfeit of the haunted, whatever it's, mass mirror, haunted mirror. Because that's going to be pretty useful. I may have it in this next turn. I could have, of course, played the courtyard, but I'd rather get the curses in now. This is not good, especially. It could be a cemetery, I guess. I don't know that that makes really any sense, but could get another poacher. When the poacher's empty, they play pretty nice with the cursed villages. That's something. I'm not sure if we'll actually be in a position to make use of that, but I will probably start buying cursed villages now. So he's not hitting me, at least, though he's got a lot of money, so he's probably getting a nice cemetery now. I'd be surprised if he's not able to get a nice cemetery here. If he has a silver in hand, then it's going to be awesome. Okay, so it's still maybe a good cemetery option. He opts for the, I assume, cursed village and like merchant. Miserable. Probably the game's long enough that miserable isn't super important. We could get to a 3 pile though, in which case that could be that could have an impact. What is envious? No, that's fine. Envious doesn't hurt at all. This hurts a little bit. But it's okay. Poverty doesn't hurt at all. So far I've been unharmed by the hexes. I'm gonna get a block if he plays mountain bank here. He does not. I could put a curse on top. It might be good. Let's try it. It'll help the cursed village a little bit. Okay, so it didn't do anything, but We're gonna get to double mountebank here. He probably has his... He's got to have his ghost somewhere because he hasn't played it yet. Hopefully he doesn't have 2 and the thing. So this could be a cemetery for 4. Yeah, I think I can believe in that. I'm gonna get hit with the mountebank here. Fortunately, he's not gonna ghost the mountebank, though. He'll probably ghost a poacher or something. Courtyard would be decent. Or I guess he'll probably switch it to a merchant. So 2 cursed villages is not the best thing ever, but it's okay. So, alright, well I drew one anyway. It's probably better to play the, it's gotta be better to play the cursed village first. Because I can get a ghost now. Right? I should have played the cursed village first anyways. The decision... Yeah, that was just a wrong ordering for me. He hit Locust, right? No, he hit War. So Locust hasn't come up yet. Well, I do have 2 mountebanks, so it's not the worst thing. I've had really good luck with the hexes so far. Basically not touching me. I hope I have a mountebank top decked. Well, I guess I'm not sure, but I have to imagine he's going to want to take a cemetery here. Oh, he's got 2 of those. Never mind. I take it back. Also, Cursed Village top deck would also be fine. Oh, he's cemetery. When did he cemetery? He must have done it a long time ago. Oh, he did it turn 10. Yeah, I just didn't see it. Haunting's not doing anything to him. Gonna have a lot of terminals together. There's another... I should check this, but... That was a shuffle. There's a mountebank in there already, so I'll just put a curse on top. I think I'm good on courtyards for now. I could take another one, but I'm not feeling it really. I think he's got to have the mountebank in hand now, but... He gets a cemetery, I guess for 4 probably. Yeah, pretty nice cemetery. I'm gonna have a reasonably good one. I'll probably top deck a curse again. Actually, yeah, I can top deck curse again. Did he shuffle deck? He didn't shuffle deck, but he may still... have a thing to do there. He may still find a mountebank. He did not, but I had a really nice turn there. And I also have been just like fully getting lucky with the hexes. Like incredibly lucky with the hexes. My ghost has to be sitting down in here. I guess I'm guaranteed to find it. We're going to activate these poachers really soon. It wouldn't be out of the question to get a tragic hero. Hey, that's what he did. So... Do I want to top deck a poacher? Or do I want to try and get a mountebank? I can't get to 4, otherwise that would be a reasonably good thing to do. Probably the poacher's just a little better. Do you think another courtyard? I don't know about the courtyard still. It might be good this next turn. We'll try it anyway. Oh, his deck is just a mess, isn't it? Or pretty messy anyway. So he may have 2 in hand. I mean, that wouldn't be that surprising. I could either try to top deck a cursed village. Basically, it's whether I want to top deck a cursed village or top deck a curse. I kind of like top decking the curses. I can get the tragic hero now, probably. If he doesn't have a cursed village in hand, his turn's gonna be sad. If he does have a cursed village, his turn's gonna be not sad, but I will be able to activate the tragic hero here for platinum, I guess. I was gonna say, I'm not quite sure what the poacher is doing for you. I'll probably keep doing this top deck of a curse if I can manage it. Hey, famine didn't really hurt him too much. Maybe it did a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a ghost here, aren't I? Well, I might get a ghost here anyway. Okay. So I can just buy an action. Well, basically I can either do double mountebank again. I didn't find the ghost, so probably means I want to play on a little bit. I don't think this matters too much. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the mountebank on top and ghost it. Maybe it's better to get the poacher, actually, just for the security. We haven't seen... Have we seen Locust? We haven't seen Locust, so Locust is still hanging out. That can make the... I would rather lose a poacher than a mountebank, I think. I'm not sure that's true. I can rebuy either one. I guess we're getting a little bit close to a 3 pile. Which one did I get? I can't buy actions next turn. That's okay. Now he's putting together a little bit of a turn. I mean, very much in the category of little bit, but I might have a finish on my turn. I will likely have a finish on my turn. There is a bit of an issue in that the Cursed Village could... Oh, I can't buy actions. Never mind. I will not have a finish on my turn. I take it all back. Now these are gonna discard. I can get rid of the rest of the curses. I will buy the last cemetery here, I think, and like a sorry, my dog is crying for no reason. Where's that? There it is. Cannot buy actions, but I will buy cemetery. And like a colony. And like a counterfeit. Anyway, I'll have a finish on my next turn. Assuming I draw my deck, I can't leave a green card in, technically, but... So I can't finish if I... well, I can lose 4 points actually, so I could even get Locust and I can still finish, so it's not really a huge issue. I don't need both counterfeits, or yeah, I don't need both counterfeits, but I do need enough money at least. Well, I do need one of the counterfeits. Yeah, I'm not sure. I must have just got luckier on the Mountain Bank stuff. I felt like he had... I couldn't see his hands though, so I don't know exactly what he was leaving out of his hand. As far as... I felt like he could cemetery somewhere, but he was playing lots of counterfeits, so he probably didn't actually have the hand to do it. I'm probably full of crap. So here, you can't really do much, can ya? You could get Horn of Plenty up to 1, 2, 3. I mean, so you can technically get it to 8, which is usually the case. It's not going to be especially great at getting provinces, but I think it will be worth getting to get your groundskeepers online. Should be reasonable for that. I don't think the Miser has a spot here. I do think you can get a nomad camp potentially eventually. Anyway, I'm going to double amulet because I do want to be thinnish and I want to get groundskeepers because you can potentially play a bunch of them on a turn and buy 2 VP cards, which is usually enough to make them worth it. I expect to have a few treasuries. I think probably our build target is $5 and a horn that can gain a groundskeeper. I don't think we'll probably try for $10 though. That's possible too. I mean, like if you can get to $10 in 2 buys, that's pretty good. My amulets did not collide, which is beautiful. And they did not miss either, which is also beautiful. I don't want an herbalist. I'm going to be thin here pretty quick because I'm drawing really well on the amulets. First 5 will be treasury. drawing really, really well on the amulets. I guess, no, I don't really have enough to do a horn first. Oops. Now I can get a horn. Might play with 2 horns. Gotta save a copper, right? Until we have the horn. Wait, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, until we have the groundskeeper actually. Then we can trash the last copper. But before then we can't. One, two, three, four. Yeah. So the question is whether we want to go down to like 0 silvers or not. Probably not. The Horn of Plenties are not good for the gaining of the green cards, of course. I don't think that'll probably matter for me, but... I can't trash the silver safely here. Hopefully he doesn't get two of them. Though, yeah, it looks like he's not going to get two of them. No, wait. Never mind. He might be. Just depends on if he has his horn or not. Okay. So I think I got 6 of those. Which is an okay split for me. Well, of course it's an okay split. We'll see how many we actually got. Well, we might see how many we actually got. Last one I guess has to be. So it was 6. So feels like I can just take the treasuries and it's okay. For now. I could buy gold, but it feels like I also could be playing with a nomad camp somewhere. Probably trash the silver, the second silver, if I get the draw for it here. See if he takes a gold. A duchy, okay. That's interesting. I feel like you can't hold the VP. I mean, I could play goldenish. I mean, I could play a golden deck, right? I can trash every every piece of VP I buy, but maybe I ought to have taken a duchy there, or on my turn. There's not a pile out really imminent, but I'm not sure. The shuffle, of course, could go pretty bad, actually. Depends on when I find the amulet or the other thing, the horn, the second horn. Of course, I can also trash the Dungey, but which is what he did. The advantage of this I mean, of course, the advantage to me is pretty clear. I mean, we can do this trash one green card at a time and I'll win. I mean, I'll just straight up win because I get more points from it. I mean, I still have to find a path, I guess, to the end. But I mean, I can gain the 6 points every turn, right? There's no reason for me to risk it. I can just rebuy the horn at the end of my next turn. The only thing that might be worth it is a nomad camp. But no, we want to keep trashing stuff, so... Like, why would I ever risk... Why would I work towards an ending here? Like, I win. If I don't... If there's not some weird pile situation. It would just be stupid for me. I gain 2 points every turn. On him. Until he starts doing some different thing with his greening, and then I can do something different, but... There's no reason for me to do something strange. I mean, if he wants to lower the estates, that's fine too. I also, I guess, work towards an ending on horns, but... Does the silver do anything for me? The only thing the silver does for me is it lets me gain a 5. That's not that bad of a thing, actually, but... Otherwise, I would use horns to gain horns and then do... Like, I would rotate through horns. Whoops. I really need to do a trash there, actually. So now he can do what? If I double Dutchy, that's 18 more points. And he can do 17 max. No, a little bit better than that. Two horns and I might as well play this thing out and see what my... Well, I know what my hand's going to look like. It's going to look like it always looks like. So I'm one horn, 2, 3, 4. So he has 2 horns. So he can potentially do 12 points. I don't think he can buy a province. So it would be like buy Duchy. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can 7. He can buy Duchy and gain 2 estates if I do double Duchy here. So if I do double Duchy without trashing my Duchy, I'll have 39 points. So I could have 36. If he does estate Duchy 2 estates, that's 5 plus 12, 17 points. So I would need to keep my Duchy. I can also buy a province. Like I can Duchy province here, and that should be pretty safe. It doesn't give me an immediate finish next turn, but I could have, of course, added another. He could triple Duchy next turn. That would be 21 points. So I do need to outscore that. So I can either do it the one of 2 ways. I can either province Duchy. Then it would be like buy Duchy, basically. He didn't trash last turn, so he may not draw through even. What does the double Duchy do for me again? Gives me a 39, and he can't beat that. I would just have to draw 5 on my next turn. Whoa, I'm getting a lot of weird static. If I have calculated this correctly, I think the double Duchy is okay. Then I go to 39, and I said he could score. I mean, as soon as he can't gain the province, which I think is true, but I don't think he can draw through that. This should get me to 5. So he could have not finished drawing also, potentially there. I'm not sure if I did all of that great, but I just tried to not. If I had lost that, I would have definitely, it would have indicated I had blown it in some way. Well, that's been true of several of the games this round. But this has a lot of stuff to do, although payload is a little slow. I mean, it's Tragic Hero basically payload. You can play with a Tormentor, but you basically just blow up Tragic Heroes with hopefully Royal Carriage plays, so you get multiple. No, you can't call Royal Carriage on Tragic Hero. Never mind. Yeah, but still, I think you probably use Tragic Hero as a way of sort of boosting your payload up. But other than that, it's going to be a little messy because there's a lot of LVP, so some maneuvering around 3 piles, we may end up slogging it out a bit. Oasis should be fine. And I mean, I expect to buy most of the cards on the board. I mean, with Fairgrounds, okay, it's probably safe to say I expect to buy basically all of the cards on the board. There's not a really fantastic Lost Arts target just because Tragic Hero, of course, they disappear. So, and there are a lot of villages already, so it may not be. I mean, you might do it, but it may not be quite as good as it would be normally. Putting it on the, like, say, the Tormentors is just not that exciting. It's okay, but not that exciting. I mean, if you want to work around, if you want to keep your Tragic Heroes, you can here. Between Oasis and playing Tormentors out of your hand, and I guess Duchess as well, and Royal Carriage. So you can keep the Tragic Heroes. That's possible, but it's not. I don't know. I never know how much effort to expend towards keeping the Tragic Heroes. In general, I kind of like blowing them up pretty aggressively. Here I get 5, which is nice. I will take a Tormentor on my first 5. I expect he'll do the same if he has 5. That seems like a pretty easy buy. And I guess I agree with more of the various cards. I can't decide if I want a second Tormentor or potentially a Lost Arts. I could throw the Lost Arts on the Tragic Hero and just sort of try and run away with it that way. Because you could build up quite a deck by the time you. It's just not very helpful immediately. Since the next hand is probably not going to hit 5. Well, I don't think it can even. So. It wasn't Workers Villages for buy. I'm going to try the second Tormentor. This will probably be another Bonfire. I guess he's going to attack me because he drew his Tormentor with his Oasis. It may be, I mean, I think you do want imps. They're going to be nice, but I think you may be pretty happy attacking. I'm pretty fine with Miserable there. So he's doing Lost Arts onto Tormentor. I think that's reasonable. I could have been a Workers' Village for me, though I like the trashing before the thing's up. That, of course, could have just been another imp, but I do like attacking. Gotta buy the stuff sometime, but Diluted's nice. Well, he can probably bonfire again, so it's not that nice, but he gets the imp. If he's got 2 coppers, it's an easy bonfire, or even 1. It's a fairly easy bonfire. See if he loses the silver or not. He just takes gold. Gold is not as inspiring to me. I do like the attacks. Like, he's just stuck with the curse forever, which is pretty nice. War didn't hit me. I'll be able to Lost Arts now. Probably onto the Tormentor. Triple. Second imp wouldn't be bad, but I'm not sure I'm gonna have a real nice place to take it. I guess if you want, you can just play with the Guardians and they're pretty okay. But I have got a couple pieces of junk in his deck, which is really nice. I didn't find the imp this time, which of course, how could I complain about that? Let's go on. I kind of want the buy, yeah. And this other stuff too. Envious is not really any good, but okay. So now he's getting the protection, but I've already mucked with his deck pretty good. Hopefully we find a Royal Carriage. Yeah, nice. I should be able to stay clean more or less indefinitely, I think. Really getting quite lucky with the imp draws. What I would like is for him to feel like he needs to buy guardians, multiple guardians, so that he ends up with more than 2 in his deck. That is something that would benefit me quite a bit. I also wouldn't... I should be able to win from this position, but... I mean, I'm just going to build up now. Basically have all the tormentors and all the royal carriages, so that if he ever doesn't... Well, they're decent money anyway, but... Anyway, I gave him 2 curses. I did at one point give him a copper, although that technically just turned into a curse, I guess. I think he still must have a copper in his deck, because there should be 15 in play, because I gave him 1. So he could still bonfire again. This is a pretty good turn from him. I'm hoping his next turn doesn't look quite that nice. I'm certainly willing to do this tragic hero into a gold. Or pretty okay with that. Okay, he just get... Of course you're going to get the second guardian, so that makes sense. I would like I said, it would be ideal if he felt like he needed to get a third one at any point. That would make me pretty happy. So now we've got a... So we didn't draw through, which I guess is actually probably what should have been happening for my deck for several turns, but I just was getting quite fortunate, and so it made me think that it would just always happen. Does 8 do me anything particularly special? Maybe double Workers Village. It wouldn't be bad for this point, just to make sure we hit 1 in this next hand, so that the tragic hero is fine. I need to think about if I do want to get the gold. Probably. I mean, I probably want to play with 1 anyways, just for fairgrounds reasons. Well, and for not just fairgrounds reasons, but money, just for payload. He probably has his guardian. He does have his guardian. Okay. Might as well play all of these. Okay. I didn't actually stop and think about trying to get the gold there. That was a little silly, but it's okay. So, does 11 better than 9? Probably a little bit. Maybe nice to keep a royal carriage down just in case. I guess I decided 11 was probably not that much better than 9. So here we hit a little bit of a snag. Could either try... I mean, I did my due diligence. I have lots of cantrips in here. I have 4 workers' villages and a couple oases. So, and the imps would have also worked. So this is just bad luck. But the rest of my luck has been quite good, so I shouldn't complain. I guess I'll get another imp here. He'll get to attack me next turn unless I protect. He did not play Guardian, so I will get to hit him twice. That doesn't do a whole lot, but... Oh, I don't get an imp because... Oh, I get to play all these. Never mind, my turn's not even dead. Because the Tormentor has the Lost Art stuff on it. That's awesome. Okay. So... That's fantastic. I'm still not getting a gold. But I am getting my protection down. I don't think I'm getting a gold, right? Right now there's like... Do I have another Tormentor? There's a workers' village, so I'll leave that. Alright, I hit him with another curse. One of these days I'm going to get the tragic heroes to blow up. And then I'm going to have money. I assume he's got his guardian. Yeah. Pretty nice. I won't blow the last one up, I guess. Probably save it. What am I getting? 11. 15 should be pretty good. Whew. That's nice to get the third guardian. I'm glad that happened. Kind of losing my imp targets, aren't I? I'm not even sure that made any sense to do. So now I've got a thing on top. That probably didn't make much sense. I played that turn a bit silly. Okay, so it's not a dud, but potentially a bit sad. Played it to we have to do this in a kind of a strange way. I think the only guaranteed way out is to do this and then call on the first one. And then do this. We get to keep them. I do need to have some more tragic heroes. For sure. I don't know what he did on his turn. Got a workers village, yeah. $12 versus 14. Let's leave this. I'm not really playing this all that well. But a lot of workers villages. So I might have a curse pile out. So I'm gonna have so many buys. It wouldn't be that weird for me to have a curse pile out here. I only need 10-ish, 11-ish buys. So it's not impossible. The reason I didn't just play the imp right away is because I was trying to see if I could get to a tragic hero or something first. Or more royal carriages was also fine. These oases are kind of crappy. I can do that. Oh, he must have a caravan guard. I guess 15. I guess I don't need to do the curse pod. I can also do the tragic hero pile out, probably. play that. I don't want to play with the imp, right? I want to see if I can find a royal carriage first. Because it's just not an issue with the... well, I didn't, so... but... do I have $15 probably already? I would say so. Oh, it's not $15, it's $25. Do I have that? Or it's like $20. I guess I probably have the Cardian pile out right. 10, 20, right? 10 and 20. Okay. So that's 5 now for me. Very lucky. I mean, I think I played okay, but my shuffles have been bonkers good. So this is probably Vineyard. I mean, it's either Vineyard or you build to doing Butcher on Golds with the Soothsayer. I think that's not unreasonable. I'm gonna try a Blessed Village opening, I think, which is maybe not good, but... well, okay. Probably not a Blessed Village opening. But you can build here. It'll be a little messy. I mean, it'll definitely be messy throughout because you're gonna take golds and curses, but you can build. It's possible. He went ahead and took the Blessed Village on the opening, which is not, that's not what you want to get the Sea's Gift. I mean, this basically gives you an ascent, like a turn 3 that is guaranteed to be as bad as your turns 1 and 2. So you're not getting any closer. I mean, I could do it because I have the silver in the deck already, and there's some boons that are potentially helpful. The question is, I mean, yeah, like for me, it was just like way better. I'm gonna take a Butcher first, and then next 5 will be Soothsayers. If I have 4s, they'll be Blessed Villages. Potentially, I guess, if he buys Blessed Village here, he could get something that helps him, but it's not that likely. I'm fine with the second silver for sure. But then I think, well, more 3s may be passing. I don't know if the decks are quite... I don't know if the drawing is that likely, but this will just be a state to Blessed Village for sure. He's going to take a Butcher now. I mean, he could take Soothsayer, but I think he'll probably take Butcher. Well, it doesn't really matter. I can take it now. The silver is totally fine. It's not the best boon to get in that spot, but it's not the worst either. I wonder if I go second Butcher, actually, and just wait a while on the Soothsayer. I could see that, too. Yeah, I actually am kind of inclined to do that. Butcher's just gonna, I think, win out junk-wise, and eventually you'll be able to do coppers into, I mean, this is not that likely to happen, but do coppers into something useful. So I'll go with second butcher. Collision is not that big a deal. I'm sure he'll take, okay, he gets a silver. I guess it was 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. Definitely, you can get a patrol. I mean, it just like, you just have to see if you're lucky. He takes a silver. I think there I would have passed on a silver. Myself. I will take a patrol here. I do need draw, of course. He buys another patrol. That seems a little... Maybe he feels like he needs to play greedy. It's not exactly the deck composition I would be aiming for here, but... It's a festival. That's fine. I'll take a second patrol. I have a bad whiff here. But it's okay. He gets... Fortunately, he didn't... Well, he'll get to use it next turn. Okay, so this is all right-ish. I will take that now. And finish the villages off. Sun's Gift might do really nice work for him now. Or he may decide to save it if he already has a reasonably good hand. So I'm in fine position. He's also in fine position. I mean, if he has a pretty good turn here, then yeah, and he does. Then he probably goes a little bit ahead of me here. His 6 cards here might be a little sad. I don't know how many more Blessed Villages he's going to play to get through them, but... Soothsayer, the attack is not overwhelmingly good here, but it's okay. This turn could go quite badly for me. But that's just the way it went. I'll probably patrol festival for him. Yeah. Okay, nice wisp. Alright, excellent. So now we're gonna have a turn. That sucks. That's pretty bad. Well, we may get Blessed Village with patrol in this next hand, so there are worse. There are, of course, worse draws that could be made. It would have been nice to hit the silver to get 3 trashes, but whatever, this is okay. Oh wait, yeah, that will work, never mind. I was thinking silver was only worth 2 cost, but of course it's not. Okay, so here he's stopping, which gives me a shot to get this patrol split, which may or may not be that useful. Okay, it'll probably be pretty useful. Patrol is such a nice smithy. I guess this is what we want to do. We can draw with the wisp. This will be the end of the turn, though. I think there's maybe a blessed village in there with a patrol, so it's fine. Okay. Don't want to open up a pile out for him, but I think we split the villages, right? So I should be in an okay spot. I mean, I think there's a village in there with it. Now we could draw dead after the patrol play. Of course, but I don't believe he has a pile out. It would have to be on festivals, but I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think there's a estate. So this looks okay for me. That Sea's gift was not friendly to him. Yeah, so if any of the top 4 cards are villages, I should have a really nice turn. Otherwise, it could be a really sad turn, actually, if we find a lot of patrols. I don't know how many of the patrols I ended up with there. We either split them or I got 6. Fortunately, I don't have any silvers anymore. I don't think. Maybe I still have 1. So I'm a little bit cleaner. It's not clear how much the Soothsayer is worth it, because the attack, well, the friendliness is quite friendly on a board like this where there's no trashing. At least the first couple times you play it. Then subsequently, of course, the curses then are quite painful on a board like this where the trashing is lacking. But the first time you play it, it's quite a big boon. It may save him a dud. The gold is really nice, though, with the butchers. So he might just dig into provinces. No, he's going potion. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna draw here. Well, we're gonna try to draw here. We gotta have the wisp. The rest doesn't matter so much. Okay, we do draw here. So this is fine. I don't feel a huge draw to the potion personally. We do have a lot of actions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So we do have 16 actions. So we're going to get them to province levels. The provinces are just a little somewhat easier to gain. I don't believe I have a pile out here. It would have to be on festivals. It would have to be like patrolling or butchering patrols into festivals. Which I could do twice. Then I would need $25. That does not sound that doesn't sound doable. I would get 4 off of that, and then 4, 8 more, 12, 18, 20. And 20, it's not that far. I could also get a potion from a copper. I should be able to play this such that I have a good starting hand, right? I have to think about how to do this exactly, but I don't know if the potion is worth it. I don't think there's actually a way I can do the one thing. So we'll just have to hope we get there. 9. Okay. Depending on what he greens, we might have the win. Probably not. It's pretty unlikely. 2 butchers is super nice if we do get the provinces down. But we may just be dudded. Oh no. At least we don't fall that far behind in points, but there are a lot of the patrols here. So that'll make it tough. Again, it's pretty nice. We didn't actually fall. Oh, he dudded too. Well, never mind. We didn't fall behind on points, but especially, so it wasn't that bad of a thing, particularly. We need to get this patrol, and then we can get this copper. May just have a finish here on provinces. Not sure yet, but we might. I don't know if I actually have that much money to make that happen. We can lower the provinces for sure. Whether we'll have 16 I don't know about. Maybe we can get the festivals gone and buy a vineyard. That would probably work. Up the vineyards, and then how much money do we have? Yeah, we're short some cash to do the quad province, but the festivals might work. We know we'd be gaining 3 extra action cards, so that would be upping the vineyards. I think that probably works fine. We gotta have $15 then, which we will have. Gotta have 4 buys, which we will have. I think this works. Six. I didn't actually count it out, but it looks like it's like exact, which I guess is a lesson to count it out usually. Oh gosh. I don't know how that happened. Thank you all for watching. I got very lucky in those games, so but anyway, I'm obviously quite happy to have 6-0 Dan. But thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you all later.